So speaking of Robert Sarver and his former team, right now we got the Suns on a hot 18-game win streak right now.
Yeah.
That's Matt's happy.
They just beat the Warriors with Steph.
Yeah,
and without Book.
They actually just beat the Pistons last night.
So, I was really worried about you guys. I didn't think you were going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Adds to the record.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we did beat the Nets and Warriors back-to-back for games, and which was really big. Actually got a pretty good win on the Warriors with like a near 10-point lead.
And I'm pretty sure Book exited in the third quarter.
Book exited in roughly around the third quarter.
Mm-hmm. And Mikal Bridges held Steph Curry to one of his worst shooting nights of his entire career.
Yep, which was amazing. I think this right now, at least before Clay comes back, and we see what his production is like. It is without a doubt that the Suns are the best team in the league right now. They already have the tiebreak over the Warriors right now with the record sitting at 19-3.
Yep.
Actually 20-3 now, I think, because of the win last night.
They're 19-3 with the win.
19-3 is updated.
Okay,
so depending on how they play tonight, which they're playing the Warriors again tonight.
They are playing the Warriors again tonight. So hopefully we beat the Warriors. And so yeah, they're 19-3, which is amazing. And like I said, I think without a doubt right now the Suns are the best team in the league. And the Warriors are a very, very close second, even without Clay. But for me personally, I need to see Clay's production once he comes back to really see if the Warriors are solidified as like basically going to the championship again.
Finals contenders. Yeah.
So, I think that it's so great to see, and I'm so happy that the Suns are doing good. And I screw all you haters that said that the Suns were going to suck this season.
A lot of people did say they were going to be rusty coming in.
Yeah.
After a relatively bad postseason exit.
You know,
made it to the finals. But.
Some players to mention though. Ayton, third season in a row, averaging a double-double, which is fucking amazing. Booker, player of the week last week, and currently shooting 50-50-90, which is probably some of the best that we've seen him shoot in his entire career. If he can keep this up for the next month or so, then they'll be in a really good spot for All-Star break. And CP3 is leading in assists and is tied for second right now for steals. So, I mean, CP3 is playing like he's 23 again. I think that their Suns' production is higher than it's ever been, and hopefully we get close to make the finals again. Hopefully we do make the finals again. But yeah.
Yeah, I think right now definitely the teams to watch in the Western Conference, Suns and Warriors, absolutely. I mean, right now, like you said, Chris Paul coming in, possibly Defensive Player of the Year right now, second in assists right now. Yeah. Mikal Bridges also, I know you didn't really agree with this, but he's a dark horse candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
Again, this is me watching the Suns game. Again, like I've watched Mikal Bridges in the rotation. Look at his reach and his overall impact as a player on the switch, and also just one-on-one, he's insane.
100%. And for me, as a Suns player, I freaking love Mikal Bridges. I would love to see him get DPOY. Now, the reason why I don't think that he might is because based off of the trends that we've seen from a lot of the previous awards have been given through mainly just stats. And so
which is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not
It should be a part of it, but not as big as, overall impact.
100% agree. But I mean, based off of the trends, I personally don't see Bridges winning DPOY right now, but I would love if he did. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think mostly the reason why I think he's in the conversation right now is because of his perimeter defense and, like you said, the switches right now. He's not racking up a crazy amount of steals, even though he did have 7 the other night against the Nets. So he's definitely getting some steals, right? But
I think he's averaging 1.6 right now.
Something like that, yeah. But I mean, his arms, his reach, his wingspan
he has a massive
is
wingspan.
Crazy.
I think he's 6'6", and I think he has almost a 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah, that's insane. The man can just step into any passing lane. You can't get anything past him.
Yep, he's basically Kevin Durant who plays better defense. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna look at his wingspan right now. His wingspan is
6'10", gotta be right.
He's 6'6". Where's his wingspan? I guess Basketball Reference doesn't have that.
Just Google.
Let's Google it. True. I was like hoping that Basketball Reference does have that, but yeah, Basketball Reference. Get Wingspan on as one of your.
Yeah, so his wingspan
Profile.
is 7'1".
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go.
As I think you nailed that.
Wild,
right
yeah.
there.
So wider than
So-
Durant? Is Durant 7 foot?
Durant's like 6'11".
6'11", 7 foot,
I
but-
think he calls himself like 6'12".
Yeah.
Whatever.
6'12".
Yeah. But yeah, he has like a crazy amount of reach.
Wild. Yeah.
You know, and yeah, not to mention, like I know we mentioned a few times, but the switches, he is really good on the switch.
Yes.
He is really good on the switch. Like just because, I mean, he's 6'6", so he's not like super big, but he's not getting bullied out in the paint.
Oh, for
by
sure.
any means,
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, so definitely right now. But I think last thing we want to talk about with the Suns, or two things. I know this you would have more to say about this,
Yeah.
but are they gonna pay DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah, that is definitely the one like issue that's kind of revolving around the Suns right now a little bit is like when are we gonna pay Ayton? Because like
Man needs to get paid.
dude needs to get paid. Dude needs to get paid a lot, and
Do they have money?
Well, they do have the money for it. It's just more or less like, do they really want to pay Ayton?
Didn't they
And
just pay Mikal Bridges like money over
They
the
did
Yeah.
give him a max extension.
They gave him a max extension, and like the fact that they haven't given Ayton that for me is disappointing.
I think Ayton deserves it more than Mikal
I
Bridges.
personally would agree as well.
In my opinion.
So I mean, I don't know.
Mikal Bridges is a great
yeah.
player, but I think that if you had to pick one, I would go with DA.
I agree. So it's been frustrating to have to sit back here and watch them not pay Ayton. And like I've been looking at his contracts and stuff, and like he's getting paid well, but like he definitely deserves to get paid more than he does. I think he's getting paid around 12 a year. And he definitely should be up in like the 18 conversation.
And I think he knows that.
Yeah.
So my question is, or not my question, but I guess my thought process would be, if the Suns don't offer him more money, is he going to stay with the Suns?
Now that is
No.
very questionable, and I
No.
would love to say that he's gonna stay. but
Of
he
course,
probably
because
won't.
he's a great piece.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's only getting paid 12 a year and averaging a 20 and 10 double-double,
Yeah, he's
We all
he
know.
knows he's worth more than that.
We all know Sam Presti's gonna like pay him a max and trade him immediately. So we all know that if he doesn't come back to the Suns, Sam Presti's gonna step on that and try to get some
so
value out of
I
it.
hope that they pay him and they pay him well, and he doesn't get traded or leave the team. 'Cause, he's a great piece to have.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But back to the Suns' 18-game win streak real quick. So the Heat currently hold the record for the longest win streak in the NBA with 27 games straight with a dub.
That's true.
Are the Suns going to be able to beat that?
Yes.
course you say
Like
yes.
obviously I'm
Of
gonna
course
say
yes,
yeah.
of course
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm gonna say yes, but realistically saying, do I think that they could get close? 100%.
Actually, let's look at their next. How many games? 9 games, right?
Yeah.
Or
I
actually,
don't know
no,
what the
9.
rest
It's
of
even
it-
8 games because they beat the Pistons, so they have 8 more games till the to tie the record,
They're
right?
playing the Warriors tonight. I don't know what the rest of their slate looks
I can
like.
I can look at that right now. So
But,
it's gonna be Warriors tonight. So 8 games. So Spurs, Celtics, Clippers, Blazers, Wizards, Hornets. Is that 8? 2, 4.
I think the only team that stood out
And,
right
and
there to
Lakers.
me-
They play Lakers as their last game before
I
they
think the
tie
only
the record.
the only teams that I could see beating the Suns based off of that slate right now
the Hornets.
would be, well, I was gonna say the Clips.
Yeah, maybe the Clippers.
Clippers at
Hornets.
home could
Clippers,
be an underrated game.
Warriors if Steph doesn't have his poor
we'll see
game.
tonight.
Oh no, yeah, the battle of the Titans or whatever you want to call it.
But do I think that's feasible? 100%.
Feasible for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like.
I mean, this slate says otherwise because they're playing the Wizards, Hornets, and the Clippers at home. I mean, if the
you
Celtics
just
were at home,
Said that about 5 seconds ago.
but also I was gonna say the Celtics at home too, but they're not playing the Celtics at home. So
I don't know why you think
Well,
that
also,
the
I don't think
Suns
that the
would lose to the
Suns are gonna lose
Celtics,
to the
but
Celtics are 5th in defense this year, so they're doing
Suns are
already
the
good.
best team in the league. Period.
I don't know about that, but
It's proven.
it's record-wise, yeah. Otherwise,
Anyway.
you can make an argument for the Warriors.
All right.
Wait, do we want to have a little impromptu debate here? Who we think the best team in the league is right now?
I mean, I would have to argue for the Warriors, and I'm not prepped for that. But I just like I would say it's not
All right, well,
it's
let-
not
let's-
as
let's
far
hear
as
it.
people think.
Let's hear it. Right now. New segment, okay? Impromptu debate. Right now we got Suns best team in the league. We got I almost
wait.
said Celtics.
Not Celtics, the Warriors.
best team in the league. Frankly, I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Warriors, but I would like to hear what you guys have to
I
say.
mean, like,
What did I just knock over?
I think that the production side on the Suns has been a lot greater and more efficient than the Warriors been. I think that the only two people that you can really testify have been like overshooting their mark. And to an extent, like Steph Curry is just Steph Curry, so he's going to be constantly doing that. But the player that I'm really referring to is Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's been making a massive step up for the Warriors for them. So I think that those are the two players that you could say that have been really affecting the Warriors type of play. But once Clay comes back, I mean, Jordan Poole's going to be on the bench immediately.
Probably.
But,
or they can run Clay at 3. They could do a Curry, Poole, Clay, Draymond. I don't know what. Actually, Draymond probably the 5 even. If you think about it.
Oh, bring back their
small ball
their
lineup. Their small ball death lineup with Draymond at the 5. They could do that.
Because right now they have Kevin Looney at the 5.
No.
That's something.
No.
I don't personally see that working right now, especially since that's been a couple years since they've tried to do that. Like I said, I just don't see as many players putting up the numbers for efficiency and overall play type for winning games, and that's why the Suns have been on a 18-game win streak, and the Warriors haven't. So.
I just want to note. I'm going to note this out. Steph Curry has the highest defensive win shares out of the whole team at 1.4, and that's surprising because Draymond is 1.3, and and Draymond's still an amazing defender. That was just a side point, but the one thing I did want to highlight: the Warriors are the first team, the best team in defensively this year. They're the number 1 defense, and they're the number 3 offense, which is higher than the Suns because the Suns are 6th in offense and 4th in defense.
Why did we beat them?
You didn't beat them yet.
We did beat them. We literally beat them the other night.
You played them tonight.
No,
We beat them by 10 the other night.
That was when Steph had a really poor game. Remember, he shot like...
Get locked up, kid.
True. Again, we'll see.
Booker didn't even play, really.
Yeah, so...
It's like 5 points.
So my thing is... Okay, so I didn't know that Booker had 5 points. That is news to me. That actually kind of just invalidates what I was just about to say. What I was about to say...
Booker is insane.
Well, what I was about to say was... Suns are on an 18-game win streak. Is Devin Booker going to shoot 50, 50, 90 for the rest of the season?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah. Even I will be realistic by saying that.
Yeah,
No.
so I don't think that. But, I mean, the fact that they did beat the Warriors with Devin Booker having a relatively lackluster game from what it sounds like. You pulling up his box score right now? Because I would like to see
Again,
that.
honestly, even if they did beat them, but they're still the 3rd team in offense and the 1st team in defense, even after losing to the Suns, which is still saying a lot because you think their rating would go down after getting smoked by the Suns. You think about it, usually after having a terrible performance, usually your rankings would drop. But that shows how solid their overall team is, regardless of one game that they lost to, which is of course the Suns, which is people will say is the best
10
team.
points.
Okay, yes, that's not even like good production.
Chris Paul had 15 with 11 assists.
Yeah, double.
DeAndre Ayton had 24 points with 11 boards.
Interesting.
Jay Crowder had 14 points with 6 boards.
Mikal
Bridges had 2 points.
I know he had 2 points. That man is on my fantasy team. He played 41 minutes.
Cameron Johnson had 14 points. Everybody on the team did
team.
well because we played as a cohesive unit, whereas the Warriors did not that night, and we beat them.
The Warriors have, in my opinion, better team ball for the overall.
They have better. They have 100. I will admit they have 100% better ball movement than us. They have the best ball movement in the league, other than maybe the Bulls right now. But like I said, just like the overall production side on the Suns is greater than the Warriors right now.
I mean,
we will on offensively. Yes, you're ranked 3rd in the league, but if you're watching our games, you can see that when we take our time with trying to make sure that we're getting the right shot and not getting stupid shots and taking contested ones unless it's Booker, because Booker will make everything in somebody's face.
I think it doesn't help that the Suns are basically a counter for the Warriors in the sense they have the biggest big man that could ever bully Draymond in the paint, which is why you said, again, he brought up 25 points for, 25 points for Ayton? 24. Point being, it seemed like the perimeter defense is pretty solid. You could tell by the performance. But then the interior defense is a problem for the Warriors, it seems like, after that game, considering that, I mean, Draymond did all right, but he's your center. Imagine putting Draymond on DeAndre Ayton where, there's basically a half a foot advantage. over.
Yeah, it's gonna
that.
be tough. for-
Even with
for
him
them.
being the bully man donkey that he is, I don't think he could stop Ayton for how much
does
we've
look
seen
like- he
Ayton
does
bully
look like
people
Donkey
last
from Shrek.
playoff.
I'm
But
just saying that, like, for a team that was number one in defense, we locked the hell out of them up. So
again, that's why I'm saying like they're probably only counter to the Warriors is DeAndre Ayton, because I really don't think the Suns without DeAndre Ayton is gonna beat the Warriors.
Curry had 10 points.
I said without DeAndre Ayton.
Mikal Bridges locked up Curry. He guarded
Mikal
Curry.
Bridges had
Ayton didn't guard Curry.
And Mikal Bridges had 2 points. Point being, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if you had to put them together without Ayton, I think they would obviously, I think, my personal opinion, I think the Warriors would beat them. But I think with Ayton, the Suns are obviously a better team one-on-one. If you had to put it in a bubble, those two.
Well,
and
he's
each
on the
other.
team, so then there you go. There you just said it. That the Suns are better. So
Suns are better unless Ayton gets injured, which hopefully doesn't happen, because I actually want to see the Suns do
Don't
well.
speak that. Yeah, don't speak that into existence.
Don't speak that into existence, because I actually want to see the Suns do well this year. Because again,
you.
continuity, or not continuity, but like, what's the word for like rapid change or whatever the hell? It's not like just one team's dominate, but there's a lot of like fluidity and stuff in the league. There's a
I
word
know
for that.
I know what you mean.
You know what?
I know what you're
talking
trying to get
about.
at.
Yeah, I like
I
having.
don't know
I
if
like.
the- I don't know
I
if
like
the
having
Warriors
that in the
do that.
NBA, not just having one team dominate, but there's multiple teams.
Competitiveness. Like kind of competitiveness. It's like good competitiveness because like if
God,
I mean,
what is it?
when you watch the Warriors win like go to the finals for like 3-4 straight years, that kind of gets a little boring.
Yeah, I forgot the word. Point being,
the
I like
Cavs
having
as
that.
well.
So hopefully the Suns
Yeah.
don't win. Again, they're both really good teams. Again, like just like the Suns, Paul Nash, Bay, we're arguing very minuscule things. I think they're both really good teams, and I think there's only like the Suns are really only a one step above the Warriors.
That's why I tried to emphasize when we were talking about the Sun streak that like right now I think that they're the best team in the league, because like obviously if Clay comes back and he like pulls a KD and he's like better than he was when he was before he was injured, like obviously the Warriors are going to be the best team in the league, but like for right now I'm going to ride the pine as much as possible.
He's gonna ride the wave.
Yeah.
Ride the wave. The
Yeah,
Suns,
ride the 18-game win streak.
Yeah,
right now.
the Suns wave.
Enjoy
19
it.
or 19. Wait, did they just win last night against Pistons? So it's
It was,
19.
no, it was 7.
Yeah, I
No,
think it's
first-
19.
I think it's 19 now,
I
right?
think it's 19 now after the Pistons win.
Okay, whatever they're at, they've won a lot
Whatever
of
they're
games
at.
in a row.
They should be 23 right now, I think.
18 win streak. You know, it's 18.
Yeah, and they're 19-3.
So, all right, that's really an impromptu debate.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little impromptu segment right there.